We're here in the Highland Grove development today in the Highland Park region of Richmond. I'm excited because these are some new construction opportunities built by Eagle Construction here in Richmond. These are two different properties that are both 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. So I'm excited today to see how these floor plans are different. And also I'm excited to talk to you about some ways that you can maybe revamp or elevate your builder grade home. Before I forget, I just gotta say, baby got a microphone, so if you hear some amplified, enhanced audio, that's why Santa Claus finally came to town, okay? Anyway, immediately I am really excited about these cute features that I find in here. You see blinds like this on windows, not always on a front door, but I like that you can just say hello and goodbye whenever you want. But welcome inside. I immediately noticed a couple of different things about this new construction that make it typical and not so typical of what you would expect in 2026. So immediately you notice the open floor plan, right? People like to have their space, they like to spread out, they want to be able to talk to their family while they're making dinner or doing homework or having family time. They want that space that feels cohesive and comes together. So this new construction build accommodates that. The one thing that I think is a little different that I actually like better is the colors that they've chosen here are a little bit warmer than something that you would normally expect in a new construction. Oftentimes I feel like new construction gets a bad rep because it's very gray, very minimal, very dark, stark, not very imaginative. So I like that they've included a warmer brown LVP. If you look closely at this granite, there's also some brown tones in here. So one of the things that I would immediately think to do to maybe spice up this space is go for a really dark color on the walls. You've got this really nice kind of taupe color on the cabinets that's kind of gray, kind of green, kind of in between. And I feel like you could really do a lot with maybe a darker gray or even a black or maybe a blue or a dark green. I think any of those colors could really enhance this space in here. And personally, these pools, they're fine, but I think you could make them a little more exciting. I personally love gold, and I feel like the color that they've chosen for this cabinet could really lend itself to either gold or silver fixtures. So personally, I would probably go for a deep dark blue in here, maybe change out some of these pools to make them gold and really have all of this feel a lot warmer. Rounding out the first floor, we have an oversized pantry, really bigger than I was expecting, and a half bathroom just off of the kitchen. Now I want to head upstairs and see what the 3 bedrooms look like. So let's come up this way. I like that they've kept the wide plank flooring throughout. This is the primary bedroom. It's an okay sized room. I've definitely been in bigger primaries, but I will say for the square footage in this house, this feels nice. And there is an ensuite bathroom. The second full bathroom is featured just outside of the primary in the hallway, right here, before you get to the second and third bedrooms, which are separated by laundry. It's nice, I think, that they've got a stackable unit in here. My personal preference as a homeowner is to have a side-by-side. So I would try, if it were me, to see if I could maybe finagle a situation where I could have a unit that allowed it to be side-by-side. But it doesn't really look like there's an opportunity to really expand this space because unfortunately, these rooms are a bit smaller, so you don't really have a ton of room to go. But they are nice. I really like that they've chosen a very neutral, warm color palette in here that you can really modify however you want. And it's exciting to see what the neighborhood is going to become as you watch all of the new houses and the neighbors. Okay, so I've got to say, I like this house, but one way you could probably make a drastic change for not a ton of money would be to buy about 6 different paint colors. Really throw some color on these walls and bring in the warmth that you're not getting from the stark white that's here right now. One of the things I'm a big fan of is wallpaper, so taking a small space like a bathroom and really making it exciting with something fun like a pattern that'll make it pop. And then another design theory that I have grown to love over the years is called color drenching, where you not only paint the walls, you also paint the trim, the baseboards, and the ceiling. And the reason I really like the idea of that in here is because it works well in smaller rooms, because the paint being all the same color everywhere makes it harder to distinguish where one wall starts and another one stops. We're gonna head downstairs, go outside and walk to the next house so we can see how that one differs from this one. We are here at the second house in Highland Grove. This is another 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom property, so I am excited to see how the layout here differs from the one we just saw. Let's go inside. We are inside and immediately different layout. We've actually got a half bathroom over here in the corner, which I kind of like that it's tucked over to the side a little bit rather than being right off of the kitchen like the other house. Something else that I think is interesting is that they've chosen different fixtures, like different flooring. This one is lighter wood, whereas the other one was a bit warmer, a bit darker. So interesting contrast between the two. And then I've got to be honest, I do not love this kitchen layout because first of all, we're missing an island, okay? There's no prep room. Where is my boyfriend making me dinner? Certainly not here. And I do think that some of the, I like how that actually, I like these black handles and pools as opposed to the silver on the other one. I do think that that's a nice switch up, but I'm kind of bummed over the layout of this kitchen just because there's really not a ton of space. They still have a pantry, which is nice right here, but I kind of feel like, where am I putting my table? Because all of this over here feels like living space. So I almost feel like the only option is to put a dining table right over here against this wall and then have family and living space over here. I'm not really good with using furniture to create spaces, which I think is an art form. I think someone who would really thrive in this space would be someone who's very creative and looking to utilize that in ways where they can make spaces with their furniture or their carpets and rugs and really create intentional living areas. Someone like me does not thrive in this kind of environment. I feel kind of stuck, but I really feel like there's an opportunity for someone to make this space their own. I'm gonna go upstairs now and check out, we've got another 3-bedroom situation, so let's go see how those compare to the last ones. Okay, so we've got the primary just to the right of the stairs like the last house. Big walk-in closet over here, which is nice. So something that I would probably do if I were going to upgrade this space, it's a nice sized bedroom. I'm missing a double vanity and I really feel like I would love the chance to make this bathroom into a situation with his and her sinks. I guess they were going for just a brighter aesthetic in here because I've noticed all of the vanities are a lighter wood tone. The last house had darker woods, whereas these are just a little bit lighter, and the floors obviously in here are lighter as well. So it definitely brightens up the space. Especially now when the sun is setting and all of the light is coming into the windows, it's nice to have all of this open, bright, airy space. So I actually really like that there is a walking path around the back of this neighborhood. We are in the city here, so there's not a ton of spaces. There's not a ton of neighborhoods where curbs and sidewalks are available for all pedestrians. So I really like that you've got the opportunity to ride a bike, or walk, or just be with your kids in a safe space outside. As a home buyer today, the average home price is $360,000, roughly, in Richmond, Virginia. So coming in here to see gorgeous new construction with 3 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms, over 1,300 square feet, for under $350,000, I feel like you really can't miss the value here. Gorgeous opportunities here in Highland Grove. If you or someone you know is looking for new construction and you want to be close to the city, I think this is a great option, a great opportunity. Call me if you're interested. I'd love to tell you more about this community.